Welcome to Alpha Macro Presents. Please like, share, subscribe and press bell icon for more notifications.
Hi, I'm Johnson from Alpha Macro Presents. In this video, we are going to learn basic formula functions used in Excel to manipulate data required. So the basic functions like Sumifs, Countifs, Sumif, minimum, maximum, average, Lookup, VLOOKUP, and last but not the least, if formula we are going to learn. So let us understand better in Excel with live example. So these are the functions that I will be explaining. But before that, let us understand the data as well. So this is the sale data that I have in this row data tab. Here, this is the sales data for this product IDs and delivered to these cities and its total quantities. In column F and G, here you can see the product description in vertical format, and from column I to L you can see the product description in horizontal format. Let's move to report back. So this is the first column which says product ID. So just copy and paste this product IDs from the raw data. Select as values, okay. So basis on the product ID, I will be formulating all these functions. So let's start. So putting the formula VLOOKUP first in the B column. So is equal to VLOOKUP. It is asking for lookup underscore value. So this is I need to look up this value in the raw data. So this is the column that I will select to identify the product ID or product description. And here you go. I will just drag it down and you can see the product ID and its product description. C column, it says for the HLOOKUP. There is not much difference between VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, it lookups the value based on vertical, and in HLOOKUP, it lookups the value based on horizontal. Just write HLOOKUP, take the lookup value, go to raw data, and select this information. I need to make some changes in this to freeze the cells that I've selected. That's all. I have freeze the cells and just drag it down. Next is the Summa function. It will help us to give the data total sum of quantity for apple. So I'll put the formula Sumif. Range, I must be very careful to put the range. So my range is the product ID. Criteria, this is my criteria, 1111, which is for apple. Sum underscore range is the quantity. Press enter, and I will freeze this formula. Be very careful while freezing this formula. So remember A4, report A4, which is this cell. We need to only freeze the column in order to drag this formula. So I freezed and I will drag this formula, and here you can see the total sales is 3535. Now Sumifs formula, there's not much difference between Sumif and Sumifs. The only thing is in Sumifs the criteria goes add-on. So I've selected Sumifs. Now I want that in the city New Delhi, how much is the total of apple being sold. So for this I will select a sum range. This is my sum range, criteria underscore range 1. This is the product ID, This is my first criteria underscore range 1. And my first criteria, this is the product ID I've selected. Now it is asking for the criteria 2. So for the criteria 2, I will be selecting the city, and criteria 2, this is New Delhi. Press enter. Now I've got the value. The total apple been sold in New Delhi is 300. So I will be freezing before dragging the cells. So E3 is the New Delhi. It says so E3 is the city. So I will be freezing only the row, and this I will be completely freezing the data side. E4, it is again my product ID, so I will be freezing only column. Rest I will be freezing completely. Now I will be able to drag, and now the total you can match. It's again 3535, which is the total sales. Moving to Countif formula. So Countif will give me the count of apples. So let's put the formula is equal to count. If it's asking just a simple range and criteria. So my range is, this is my range, and my criteria is product ID. Here you can see it has given me the count. Apple has been sold 4 times with this report. Again, I will be freezing. Center and drag this data. Now moving to Countifs, there's not much difference between Countif and Countifs. It is the same, which the function that we have used in Sumif and Sumifs. So is equal to Countifs is asking for criteria underscore range 1, which is product ID. It is asking for criteria 1, selected product ID. Now it is asking for criteria underscore range 2, which is my city, and criteria 2, New Delhi. Freezing this information. So this freezing is required to drag the data. So let's drag this information, and here you can see the data. All the items has been equally divided to these cities. Now this is the function maximum, where I'll put a formula maximum. I'll select the range, whichever is the maximum it will appear. So in this case, New Delhi, selling of Apple, New Delhi is the maximum. I'll drag this formula, and we have got the maximum list. Now the minimum is just opposite of maximum. It will give me the minimum value. Average, my average selling. If you don't want the decimal, just select this option. Last but not the least is the if function. This is the most important function that I use in my daily projects. So in this column Q, I want the maximum number of sales to be added in this Q column. So let's say for this example, Apple, the maximum sales is in New Delhi. So I want Apple sold in New Delhi, such like the report. So I'll put a small function. So if this, it is asking for a logic, so I'm putting a logic. If E4 equals the maximum, then the value should be Apple underscore New Delhi. So let's say I click enter. Here you can see this was the maximum 300 for New Delhi. I got the result as New Delhi. Now if I put the further formula, otherwise, again if F4 equals maximum, then again Apple and underscore and Chennai. Otherwise, again if G4 equals maximum, then Apple underscore and Hyderabad. Again, if this is the last for Mumbai, H4 equals maximum, then again Apple and underscore and Mumbai. Now this is the function drive. Now I just need to freeze the cities. So H3 is the Mumbai, so I need to freeze H in G that's it. Press enter and then drag the data. Now you can see, for example, now for mango, Hyderabad is the most profitable area. Now basis on the raw data that we have derived these merge functions, and you can see end of the result, we are able to derive the number of sales which is maximum in these areas and where we need to sell out. So this is a kind of decision making where we can sell out our products by this way of working with the functions. So I guess, yes, this will help you support a lot in your project as well. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe my channel, and all the best in your project and work.